lot of memories, that's for sure, and a lot of good memories. That really, really was wonderful. Thank you. I'm J.D. Lees, and thank you very much for coming to G-fantis. So we can think about the past, but we've got a lot to do this weekend and a bright future ahead of us, so we can focus on that too. I would like to acknowledge and thank the people who have also made it possible for the convention to grow and to become what it has today. And I'm going to ask you to hold your applause to the end. I've got quite a list, and it's going to be, I don't want it to turn into Oscar night here, so I'd just like to run through it quickly. First to Jeff Horn, Stan Hyde for doing all the model stuff that he does, for Paul and his Tokusatsu thread, Paul Gavins, David Nunes for the G-fans, helping G-fans thread, Andy Steele, who keeps all of the equipment running here every year for us and keeps us all entertained. Michael McCants for doing the video gaming tournament and all that he does. Steve Buzinski, who's taken over the art display. Tim Weeb, the volunteer coordinator. Eric Mortensen for doing registration. Frank Parr for Artist Alley. Carol McCants, our Jill of all trades. Ron Lepecki, who has been working with the kids for years and years. The Marks, Matsky, and Justice, who are doing the kids programming and also the video contest work. John Weber, who's been patiently looking after the modeling display all these years. Bob Eagleton, who's been a participant in innumerable panels over the years. All of the volunteers that made it possible to keep the convention running over the years, and all of the presenters and the people who've been helping year after year and again this year, and even the people who, when you say you need some help, just pick up and do it and pitch in and help it. You all make this work, you've all made it possible, and you've all made it possible for us to be here today and celebrating our 20th G-Fest. So thank you very much, one and all.
I can't clap. Well, yeah. Whistle. I can't whistle that loud. Yeah, can't do it.
Stan asked me to put a plug in quickly, or do you want to plug?
Should I do that really fast?
Sure.
Hi!
Hi!
Tomorrow morning we have this event that starts at 10 and goes till 1 o'clock called Build Godzilla and Take Him Home, where for the mere cost of $10 you can build one of these beautiful 1965 Godzillas, and we will teach you how to paint them. So you can take them home, but we only have 50. So if you're interested, please come down to Balmoral in the morning, say about 10 to 10, and we'll try to set you up. And thanks very much.
No.
I would like at this time to introduce and acknowledge our special guests this year. I'm going to start first with the guy that I usually forget, and because I've come to take him for granted. He's been a fixture of G-Fest for so many years. I think it's 14 this year, and so I wanted to mention him first, and I'm not going to take you for granted.
It's been 14 years that I've been here. This is amazing. The first time I came, I think it was 1999, and I had heard about Godzilla through a guy named, it wasn't the movie, of course, I knew about Godzilla, of course, but I thought the movie was going to lead to action figures and the TV thing and everything else, the bubble burst and things happened, but then all of a sudden I got tapped on the shoulder in the middle of Osaka by an American who said, "Well, did you play Android in a Godzilla movie?" And I said, "Why would this guy know who I am?" It was from England, and he told me about this G-Fan magazine that was going on, and so I thought it'd be an interview and that'd be about it. 1999 came, they asked me to be a guest of this thing, and I thought it would be a one-time shot. Now it's been 14 times that I've been here. And, you know, and it was a big it's the fans that do this. It's the warmth that's here. It hasn't even started yet, and the guests this year have already mentioned of how warm, not the weather, but how warm the people are here. Funny thing, we got on the train today going to town. We got on the L. We're on the blue line, which is very simple for me because in Japan they have all these different names for the train lines. You have blue, orange, and red. It's very simple to do, but we're on the blue line. And some Americans, of course, got on the train, and one lady looked at us and were wondering what we were talking about. And said, "You guys speaking Japanese?" I said, "Yeah, I was in Japan for 10 years. I said, "Well, this is a guy who makes Godzilla suits, and this is a guy who's in the Godzilla." Says, "Well, I was there for 10 years, and I've never met anybody like that before in my life." And so and she started talking to us. We were in the middle of town. By the time we got done, she was still talking to us the whole time. It was just sitting there going, they know us here in Chicago too. This is great. And so it was quite a great experience for them. It was great for me to find someone from America who knew it more than I did about this thing. And I've been doing this for so long. But it's just the warmth, the Hollywood movie coming out. I think it's all the fans here that have really pushed that to happen. I think, I don't know, maybe there'll be something coming out of Toho again in the future. You never know. But it's all the power here and the warmth here, and I appreciate that, and that's the main reason I come back every year. Thank you very much.
I was totally
I'd also like to welcome the director and producer of Men in Suits and
yeah. Sure.
It's been so, since like day one, I've met so many great people, and it's been fantastic. Thank you so much for welcoming me and our film to G-Fest. Not really what else to say except for look forward to spending the rest of the weekend with you.
He barely made it. He had a little bit of trouble on the way. Television's monster man, Cleve Hall.
Airplanes, like anything the size of a small apartment complex, driven by 3 people, has no business in there. Okay? So, that's your problem. Hi, boys, sir. It's great to be here because I was at the ones in LA, I think when I started you in 1999. I was at the ones in LA in 1999 and 2000, and I've been saying every year that I was going to come out to Chicago, and then something would happen, because that happens all the time to me. Like, things come in, it's like, okay, I got to deal with this 2-day project, this time I wasn't going to let that happen, so and I'm so happy to be here because last time I was here for Wizard World, everybody was so wonderful, and it really is the best pizza I have ever had.
Thank you very much. We also have this weekend another special guest who's come in thanks to a fan, Mark Jaramillo, who's undertaken to track him down and bring him in, but I'm not sure if he's here tonight. If Mr. Shizuo Nakajima is in the audience, could I get him just to stand up and wave and take a bow? He's the producer of what is probably the greatest and most anticipated fan film in the history of Godzilla fandom. And so you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, you will by the end of the weekend. So I think he stepped out for dinner and then didn't make it back, so we will look forward to getting to know him a little bit more.
Yeah, he's on
weekend.
TKU.
Now our extra special guests, we are again thrilled to welcome 2 gentlemen from Japan who have taken the time and made the effort to come all the way over across the ocean to visit with their fans in the West and get some feedback from us and hear from us how much we appreciate their work. First, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Tom Kitagawa, who played Godzilla himself. the Millennium Godzilla.
初めてじゃない方もいらっしゃるかもしれないですけど、初めまして。北川勉です。
It's nice to meet those of you who have never been before. Nice to see those again who I have been before. I'm Tom Getting On. Thank you.
Yeah.
20周年おめでとうございます。
Congratulations for the 20th anniversary of the G-Fest.
皆さん応援してください。よろしくお願いします。
He hopes this weekend is really good, and he hopes that you'll cheer him on for what he's about, the information he'll have over the next couple of days for you as well. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Information he'll have for
私
us.
も仲間に入れてもらえるということで、これからよろしくお願いいたします。
He's so happy he can become one of the family with the rest of you. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
ほとんどの人が北川さんというと思うのですけれども、
Most of the people call me Mr. Kitawa-san.
今日からはトムと呼んでください。
Please call me Tom.
Yeah.
明日から楽しく、今日からでしたっけ？今日から楽しんでいきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。
Things should really get heated up from tonight. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
And I would also like to introduce a returnee to G-Fest. My friend Mr. Wakasa was here in the year 2001, I believe. Yeah, so it's been some time and you haven't changed a bit. We are glad to have you back. You've done a lot more work in the time since you were here before. He's the man who built all our famous and most favorite monsters, and we are thrilled to welcome you back and also present you this weekend with the Mangled Skyscraper Award on Sunday.
Yeah.
Impressive contributions to the genre, the kaiju eiga that we all love. Thank you for coming back again.
He says, I'm back.
Thank you. 2001年ちょうど GMK の年で僕がゴジラを抜けた年があって、その年にここへ呼んでもらって、でちょうどその時僕はウルトラマンコスモスっていうテレビのシリーズをやってました。
In 2001, I actually didn't do things with GMK. I was doing other things with Ultraman, but it actually was good because that was the year I was able to come to G-Fest.
で、そのウルトラマンコスモスはテレビシリーズなんで、ちょっと予算が少なくて、いつもの毎年僕たちゴジラやらせてもらえると、予算も結構いっぱい使わせてもらえたんだけど、すごく寂しい年だったんです。
He says the really sad thing about that year was he was doing Ultraman for TV and they didn't have much of a budget. And every year, because they had this great big budget for Godzilla, he was always looking for that every year. But that year they didn't have the budget. There was a little budget for TV, so it was a very sad year for him.
まあでもその時にここに呼んでもらって、ゴジラかっこいいのありがとうって言ってくれたのがすごく僕は励みになってました。
But he said more than that, even though he had no little budget, coming here, meeting the G-Fest people, the G-fans, it made up all the difference of that the big budget or the little budget. He does.
Yeah.
その翌年にね、ゴジラ対メカゴジラっていうのがあって、でそのゴジラ対メカゴジラでまた東宝に復活できて、まあ、その時に北川さんも一緒に戻れたんですけど、本当にそれは良かったことです。
The next year they did Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, so and Mr. Hideo was there as well. So they were a team. Then things started working again, and they were very happy to get started over again.
でまあその翌年にあった東京 SOS っていうのがあったんですけど、それはもう僕たちの中では最後の作品と思ってやってたんで、すごく気持ちを込めて作ってました。
And Tokyo SOS, they thought it would be the final one they were going to do, so they put all their efforts into it.
でもその翌年にファイナルウォーズっていう作品を作ることになって、全ての状況が変わりました。
So, but then they had to do Final Wars as well, so they had to change their mind and do some more stuff.
でまあそれプラスそこで、ゴジラは一回終わりになりました。
And then, well, Godzilla's over for the first time with Final Wars.
で今、ハリウッドでレジェンダリーピクチャーっていう会社がゴジラの映画新しく作ったりみたいなんで、僕は散々売り込んで僕をデザイナーにしてくれって言ったんですけど、お前は必要ないって言われました。
With the legendary picture that's coming up, they are very interested in what's going on, and he tried very hard to get in and say, "Look, I'm the best designer you could have." So he's going to do a lot with CG. He says, "Well, that's not my thing, but if you want someone to make suits, I'm here for you." So.
I'd like to wind up just with a couple more thank yous. One is to my wonderful family who have been so supportive of me over the years and without which I probably would not have been able to maintain my sanity such as it is. So thank you very much, ladies. Sorry, thank you. Yes, Mr. Nakajima is here now. So can you
I zoomed in on the wrong guy. That's embarrassing.
こんにちは、中島です。はじめまして。
Should I throw in an echo or so far away? It's just, nice to meet you, Nakajima. Nice to meet you.
How much are the Godzilla Wolfman posters?
私がウルフマン vs ゴジラを作った制作者です。
I'm the man who made Godzilla vs. the Wolfman.
今までどこでもまだ公開はしてないので、いまだに制作中なんです。で最後の仕上げをまだ取り掛かっているところなので、明日そのクリップを皆様にお見せすることができると思います。まあ、興味ある方はぜひ見ていただければよいかと思います。
I haven't shown any parts of this movie to anyone yet. We're still in the middle of making it, but and then over the next couple of days, I think we'll be able to show you a clip for the first time.
どういう作品かと簡単に申し上げますと、私がちっちゃい頃から大好きだった円谷英二さんの名シーンを全部集めてつなげたような映画です。それは、キングコング対ゴジラであり、モスラ対ゴジラであり、また3体柄のメーサーとがガイラを攻撃するシーン、そういった大好きな場面をうまくエンターテインメントにつなげました。
Ever since he was a child, he was putting together all things from Mr. Tsuburaya and stuff, and so all the great scenes and stuff that he had from the different memories of the movies that he watched, he tried to put them all together to make it into this movie, so we think you'll enjoy it.
そういったファンの立場からの、メッセージフィルムです。どうぞ楽しみにしてください。すみません。
It's a good message for all the fans out there, and we hope you like it very much.
Yeah.
Two more thank yous. One is to the dealers who have been good to us over the years, and two in particular. One is Tony Prado of Tempting Toys, who's year after year has something going on. Okay, who has been very, very kind with supplying many times convention exclusive items for G-Fest. Another one is Matt Evangelista, who year after year, Kaiju Modeler has provided prizes, significant prizes for the modeling contest. And we appreciate that support from them and the other dealers over the years, but I just wanted to mention those two in particular. And I also wanted to thank the hotel, the Crown Plaza, who have been so good to us.
Yeah. Overpriced food. What?
We've seen our t-shirts that the staff are wearing this year to honor our convention. I don't think there are many hotels that do that. And they are also providing us with an anniversary cake tonight, which will be brought into the back. But there are so many of us, I think we'll have to cut pieces in half if we want to get through. But we appreciate that they have embraced us. They've made us feel very welcome. They have a great facility, and they bend over backwards to accommodate us. And I feel very comfortable here and look forward to being here for a long, long time with them. So having given all those thank yous, I would like to say,
Thank you.
should I say, have a nice weekend and well, thank you for coming. We've made a lot of history. I'm looking forward to making a lot more history together in the next years to come. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah.
You missed one person. We need to thank you.
Expecting that.
But wait, there's more.
Hi, Billy Moons.
Hi, my name's Paul, and this is Chris Biowa. Chris is going to tell you about something, then I'm going to tell you about something.
Hi everyone, as Paul said, my name's Chris. I'm a crew member of the Tokusatsu Dojo Studios production team down the hall. Just a show of hands, how many of you has it been your dream to be in a kaiju film running away from a giant monster?
Wait on.
Lots of you. Perfect.
Raise your hand.
Well, tomorrow morning is your chance to make that dream
we're gonna
become
make our
a
own
reality.
film.
At 8 a.m. sharp, just outside of the Dojo Studios doors, we're going to gather there and we are going to film a crowd running scene outside to a location to be determined yet, and we will all run away from a giant monster.
Well, we gotta make our own movie.
Not yet. So,
rolling, Emirates?
I'm a very lucky guy right now. But JD, I just wanted to say, you know, we started G-Fest 20 years ago. When I say we, I don't include me. I came to the fest as a fest goer for many years, and I just sort of watched how things evolved through the early years when we weren't sure if the fest would make it through the weekend and not be closed down. The years that followed that, there were probably some of the most vitriolic in this fandom. And to see what's come out of it, 20-odd years later, I could characterize as just a profound sense of family and generosity. And having said that, JD, I have something I think you ought to take a look at. Andy, would you?
Peoples of G-Fest, please attend carefully. It's been 20 years. That's 2 decades of both G-Fan and G-Fest. And you've been doing this all this time for us, the fans. There aren't a lot of people as steadfast and dedicated as you, and we, the fans, feel that you deserve an award for all that you've done. Now, usually, awards are held off for the awards luncheon, but we just can't wait. So from us, the fans, to you, we present this award. Okay, bring it in, guys. Happy 20th, JD.
Can we please round the building?
Whoa. G-fantis suit. Way to make your Titanic first. Oh yeah. Way to make it.
JD was asking me, should we fix up G-fantis to bring him down for the filming this weekend? And, you know, a few things sort of changed, and we had to change our plans, and so I was able to say, no, we changed our plans, and we're going to do things a little differently, and this all worked to our sort of devious advantage. Wow.
Is that the cake?
That is awesome. That's a hell of a award.
What a suit.
That's like a legitimate Godzilla suit, but of a monster that's man-made.
You guys will probably recognize the handiwork of the makers. Makers of Hyper Godzilla, the previously shown Magma, and Varan.
That's what they did this one. They did the Vegan. They did that thing. What? They didn't make Vegan, they made that thing. They lied. Oh, that's what that was. What, the monster? G-fantis. You really? No, he's the
It's
mascot.
actually for me. Wow. Oh, well, I'll think about that. I was in the tokusatsu room this afternoon, and there was one that was sort of up to about here that Chris had made, and I was really enamored of it and could hardly tear my eyes away from it. And so you can imagine how I feel about this. I am totally overwhelmed.
He deserves it. After all he did for us G-fans.
This May I went to Louisville because I got a rondo, probably thanks to a lot of you guys, and I felt really nice about that because Godzilla fandom has sort of been, it's on the fringes, and I didn't really think that we carried much weight in that voting, and it made me feel good because it made me feel like our fandom was an important part of the overall picture, and that we were being acknowledged. And this makes me feel I'm sort of the same way about myself. I don't deserve it, but I'm going to take it, and thank you very much.
It's got Titanosaurus with the neck and vents. It's got Ghidorah's fur and the horns, and Godzilla's dorsal fin. I think it mixed all of his favorite monsters. I mean, Mecha G-fantis is pretty awesome too.
Get in it!
He was like, I don't even know how.
Okay, no, seriously.
It's not a choice. No, just kidding. You should yell that. What? You should yell, it's not a choice.
I did it on my own, and I'll try it on, and we'll see how it goes. But I just don't think that would be possible at this time. So I'm going to just say, you please admire it, and we'll enjoy the cake and the moment for a few minutes, and then we have the videos.
Yeah. Yeah. And then watch it not show. That was stuff.
Ours should show up though.
Yeah, it was good.
Stop recording for a minute. When did they do the awards for it though?
Time to stop recording for a minute.